did it. Can you believe it? I actually woke up in time for a morning hunt. I feel like shit. I was up till 1:30 in the morning doing video last night. So the plan today is, I don't know. I don't really have one. It looks like it'll work for a south wind, which is what we got for the rest of the weekend. Okay, let's do this. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I haven't seen anything all morning other than a doe that was standing over that way that blew at me when I was at the base of the tree. I didn't actually see her. It was still pretty dark, but she saw me while I was trying to pick out what tree to get set up in. And a really noisy squirrel that tricked me a couple of times into thinking I had a deer behind me. So last night was a full moon, and I'm kind of starting to buy into the idea a little bit that the movement after a full moon is not very good. I don't know if that's true or not yet, but today was an example of it for sure, because I'm in an area I got good visibility in a travel route where I should have at least seen deer in the distance, and I didn't see nothing all morning. I was scanning. So I think I'm going to pack up here. My wind is changing right now and blowing in a way I don't want it to blow. So I'm going to pack up and get some breakfast and do a little video editing and hopefully finish up the video from last week. I don't know. I guess they were moving down this trail. Maybe I was just in the wrong spot today. Oh, that's it. So we got another guy hunting across the road. I talked to him this morning. Nice guy. I have spent the day at the bar working on videos. Went there at 9:30 and it's 4:30 now, and I just got done editing up last week's video. So it's illegal to hunt in Wisconsin if you're intoxicated, so I'm definitely not intoxicated. Just had a bunch more deer blow out of there. I don't know if it's from me or not. I keep checking my wind with the milkweed, and my wind is kind of falling back behind me. It is October 1st, Sunday morning. I slept in this morning. It was been a pretty rough weekend as far as sleep. I was up until 1:30 in the morning on Friday working on editing video. Got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and hunted that morning. Had a lot of beers yesterday, so I was pretty beat. I needed a little extra rest. I got to an area that I had intended on setting up, and I was trying to pick out a tree, and while I was standing there I kicked up a couple of deer. So I decided to push back a little bit further, and so I set up in the area that I'm in now. So I got a fall turkey take, so that was kind of the other reason that I decided to come out even though I was pretty late. And so, just sit for a little while and see if a turkey comes through. But no turkeys came through today. Somebody didn't like that stand being there. You're not allowed to leave them up
on public land anyhow in Wisconsin. So he's got a padlock on it. That's why they didn't take it down. So it's October 1st, Sunday evening, and I called Scooter up today and I made sure that he'd have time to cut up a doe if I shot one tonight. So I went ahead and bought a doe tag, and I'm going to be heading out this evening. It's 85 degrees, so I don't really expect any bucks to be out moving, but we'll see. And if a good doe comes out that doesn't have a fawn with, and she gives me a good shot, I'm going to go ahead and whack a doe tonight. Get up in that little tree right there where these oak trees will give me a little bit of leaf cover and hide me a little bit, because that's the problem with hunting in these pines, is you stick out like a sore thumb unless you're way up high, and I'm only running 2 sticks this year. So my plan is to get up in that leaf cover where I'll blend in a little bit and hopefully not get busted by deer tonight. October 3rd, I think. It's Tuesday. I got a trail camera on this piece that hasn't sent a picture in like 2 months. And I'm going to go back there and check it to see if it is stolen or if the batteries are dead. And it is hot. It's like 85 degrees again. So I don't want to go into one of my good spots where, I don't think the deer are going to be moving. So I don't want to put my scent in an area where the deer are going to be later on tonight. There's a couple other trucks in this parking lot already. And it's pretty early yet, so there'll be more coming in yet today, I'm sure. So yeah, that's the plan. So this is one of the things that I like to do on all my trail cameras, is I hang them with concrete form wire. So that way, even if somebody does find them, most guys don't have a wire cutter with them when they're hunting. So it's not like they're gonna take a knife and just cut wire. So this works really good to protect from theft. And it's also basically invisible on the tree too. You don't see a big strap hanging or a big cable lock or anything like that. It really helps hide the profile of the camera.
So I'm going to take this one down and use it somewhere else, because this one really didn't produce a whole lot over the last year and a half that it's been here.
It is it's October 5th. We got a cold front moving in, so I was supposed to get out of work earlier than this, but my delivery came late, so I got fucked. So I packed up and left. It took me 17 minutes to get out the door, and I'm heading up north. I'm going to try to set up. It's going to be a real hustle here today to get up. We got the youth hunt this weekend. I'm going to hunt it anyhow. We're going to push through. Hit some new spots. I'm actually going to share and break down the exact areas that I'm hunting this weekend, because they're brand new to me, so I don't really care if I burn them. If there's somebody else's spot, sorry I burned it. It's your problem, not mine. So Adams bound, and then for tonight and tomorrow, and then Chippewa County the rest of the weekend. I'll hop around on some public up there. Peace. So I just got up to Adams. I'm gonna head back to an area that's not a very far walk. I wanted to get out to we got a west wind. I've been waiting for a west wind to hunt this particular piece, but I don't think I got enough time to get back there and get set up today. We got the same wind tomorrow, so I'm gonna probably head out there tomorrow afternoon, unless this area here produces tonight and I see something worth coming back for. So I'm gonna hurry up and get dressed and get out there.
Well, I'm pretty unhappy with my decision to sit back here. The wind is not doing what it should be doing. I mean, it is, but I'm getting a lot of swirling back here, and it's putting my scent like everywhere I don't want it to be, and none of the places where it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna sit it out. Oh, and to make it worse is I'm hunting near a private property line, and they're chainsawing over there, not very far from here, and they're driving back through here, which they're not supposed to be driving back through here too. So it's just a whole fuck show going on back here. But there's not really time to relocate, so I'm gonna just stick it out, even though I kind of feel like I'm doing more damage than good to an area that I really like. There's potential that deer can come from any direction out in this spot, so I'm gonna just risk it for the biscuit, I think, tonight, and then regroup.
I woke up for a morning hunt, believe it or not. First cold front moving in. It's Friday morning. I got a west wind. I'm gonna head out to the tree that I fell out of last week. I think that's gonna be the best bet for this wind. We got a 20-degree drop in temperature. Let's get moving here. I got about 40 minutes to get in the stand and get set up before legal light, which should not be a problem. That should be pretty doable. So we will see what we see.
I just climbed out of the tree. I didn't see shit this morning, which really surprised me. My cameras weren't going off much at all today either, so kind of lame. I'm gonna go scout a piece that's kind of interested me and see about maybe prepping a tree for a future set. I was walking and I looked at this point and I said, I bet there's a deer bedded in there. So I started walking this way. And I took a few more steps and sure enough I saw a brown come shooting out of here. It's a relatively small bed. So I think it was just a smaller deer. Wasn't able to make out a rack or anything on it. But this bed is literally still warm. So it's always kind of cool. You can smell the deer in it. So, kind of an interesting little piece here. Kind of hard to hunt though, without getting busted climbing up. It's pretty open.
All right, so I've been waiting on a west wind to hunt this piece. I'm going in deep. I always go in deep, but this time I'm hunting deep. Anyhow. Yeah, so there's been a huge change in plans here. Originally I was planning on bow hunting this youth season, but I was talking to Chippewa last night and I had mentioned that it was youth season and I was kind of annoyed that I gotta wear blaze orange and all this blah blah blah. And she goes, well, Rory would like to go out. So I said, sure, I'll take Rory out. So, I didn't really think that it was going to happen because they don't have any guns in that house. But then Rory got all excited, so like, fuck. So I made some calls, and a buddy of mine is driving up a 243 for her. So I'm going to pick that up from him after hunting. We're going to meet up, and then I'm going to shoot up there. So the start of next week's video is going to be me being a mentor, which is the first time for me. So that's kind of cool. I'm excited for her to get her first deer, hopefully. That'd be awesome. I'd be more excited than if I shot a big buck. So let's see how tonight goes. I still got a lot of shit to do yet, but I'm going in deep, and I'm probably not going to shoot a doe even if I get an opportunity to tonight, just because I got too much stuff going on and I can shoot a doe another time. So peace. So one of the things that I'm always kind of interested in with guys that are hunting mobile is how they're laying out their stand and pack setup and stuff. So here's just a quick overview of mine. This is the way that I normally run it, with the exception of I have a third stick right now. You can see it's way less worn out than others. I normally just run 2 sticks with, they got 4-step aiders on them, which gets me to about 14 feet at the platform. But the last time I was in this area that we're going back to right now once before, I was what I call skunting. It's when I'm scout hunting. And I just scouted my way back into it, thought it looked good, hunted it. I did not see any deer that sit, but there's a lot of sign in there. And the way it reads on a map, it's got to be a good spot. And there ain't many guys going that far back into there. It's a real pain in the ass to get back into. So that's why I have a third stick. I forgot what I was getting at with all that. That's why the third stick is on, because when I hunted that area, I remembered feeling, because it's an oak creek bottom, it's going to be a little bit more open woods, surrounded by really thick. I remembered feeling exposed. So I'm bringing a third stick so I can get up a little bit higher for this hunt. Whether I use it or not is be situational. But, so yeah, I got the sticks there's nothing holding them on there. They're just laying there. I put the pack on top of it. I run a bungee across it that holds everything tight. And this is my jacket for tonight. And everything in this bag is basically camera gear, with the exception of a pruner and a little saw and some milkweed. Other than that, everything in there is just camera gear. The camera arm and everything is in there. So there you go. That's my setup that I'm running this year. I've been running it for just like this now for 2 years, and it's been working out great.
So the creek bottom is dried up. It was not real wet last year either. Last year when I was here, it was later in the year, so there weren't any leaves. So I'm not going to need all 3 sticks most likely, but still rather have it not need it than need it not have it. So I'm going to keep scouting my way back here. I see one kind of a trail coming right down through here, going back that way. But I'm going to walk along this creek and kind of look where we got skids or drags or whatever you want to call them dropping into the creek here. And wherever I got a few trails that are coming through here, that's where I'm going to set up. I'm hoping the deer are going to come out of all the thick that's upwind of me here and come into here for all the acorns. Sounds like a solid theory. So, stay tuned. Let's talk about shooting does, and this is also going to double as the Walter story for the week because this video is going way longer than what I want it to go. So I don't like shooting does. I do shoot them now and then, and don't get me wrong, over the years I've shot a ton of does, but I don't really enjoy it, and it kind of stems from this experience that I had. Me and Walter were hunting together, and I was hunting off the ground. I had this doe come by at like 15 yards, and I whacked her. Heard her crash, so we met back at the truck after dark, dumped off our stuff, and then me and him went back to the flashlights to go look for it. I heard it crash, so I pretty much knew where it was. And we're back there, and I'm gutting it, and it's got milk in it. And at the time that I shot it, I didn't even know there were fawns with it, but it wouldn't have mattered, to be honest, at that point. You know, I didn't. That was before the story. So I'm gutting this thing. And we can hear all this pacing around us. And at first we're like, what the hell is that? Or are we getting circled by coyotes right now or something or what? And eventually these poor things, these fawns, got brave enough where they're like coming out within, eyesight, like 20, 25 yards. Walter's shining the flashlight on. We're like trying to shoo them away. And I'm gutting their mom. And they just wouldn't leave. It was just... kind of felt shitty about it, So that was like the first week of the season, mid-September. Maybe it was the second week, but just ever since then, I just don't have the heart to shoot a doe that's got fawns. So this year on cameras, I got quite a few does that are big does. I mean, they look like decent-sized bucks without antlers that don't have fawns. And then I got a whole mess of does with fawns, obviously. We've been seeing them in the videos, but... So I just bought a doe tag for this last week's video that you're watching, and I'll be shooting doe here in the next couple weeks just to put a little meat in the freezer, as long as it don't have fawns. But yeah, so I don't care what you do. It's legal to shoot a doe with fawns during the season because supposedly those deer are just fine. But the truth is that a fawn that grows up with a mom for that first year has a much higher survival rate
to make it through that first year. And that's when most of the deer dies in that first year. That's when they get picked off by coyotes and hit by cars. A doe that don't know how to, a fawn that don't know how to cross the road because it ain't got a mom. Those are the ones that are always spinning around on the road instead of getting out. But so anyhow, that's why I don't really shoot a lot of does, and when I do, it's usually not until later in the year.